Marco, okay, I'm literally writing it down. Hold on. In fact, I'm gonna need exact general times, when you're available, where I should go. Like, this is happening. Actually, I'm going to Seattle next weekend, but I don't think I'll have any extra time. It's just like in and out, but I'll go back to Seattle. So, okay. Like, seriously though, okay. Hold on. I want actual people who really want me to go down there and make videos. In fact, it doesn't even necessarily have to be if you want to make videos with me. Just where should I go? Like really cool places where I can go like explore it. Maybe like stay at a KOA campground and then stay at some backcountry camping place, or maybe even not backcountry camping, and then go explore like all that stuff. No sound? Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Ba, ba. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Ba, da, 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 da. Check 1. Check 2. I gotta move the mic a little closer. Gotta move it a little closer. Oh, it's 'cause the volume got turned down on the thing. It didn't need to be moved closer. Oh, yeah. Also, for those of you who were here last week, this is not going to be a drunken stream. This is just going to be a regular stream. Okay, so I got this is not an ideal setup. I should have prepared ahead of time. I'm sorry. Well, we're just going to have to live with it. Okay. Hello, Alex. Ander. All right, let me pop this chat out, make it a little bigger so I can actually see it. That's what she said. There we go. Oh. Go to the new microphone store. It is not the microphone quality. It's not the problem. The thing got turned down. Okay, so Channing Morris says go to Dallas, Texas. Go outside of Austin where they filmed Texas Chainsaw Massacre and camp out back at the old gas station from the movie. Is that something you can actually do? Because I'll do it if you can actually do it. Okay, Seattle Underground Tours. Seattle Underground Tours. New Mexico. Oh, James Blackburn, my boy. That's happening. That's a little out of the ways, but that's definitely happening. New Mexico. Big road trip around Grand Canyon, Zion, Yosemite, a few stops since you don't want to go hike the Grand Canyon. Great idea. That's happening. No beers. I got some kombucha though. There's a trace amount of alcohol in there. I don't think you can get drunk off of that. Okay, Channing Morrow. Oops, I guess I don't really need to write the name down. Austin Chainsaw. Wait. Outback is some cabins and campground. Okay. Chainsaw Massacre. Cabins. Campground. Southern Kentucky, let me introduce you to Mervyn Wood. He is an expert in the Big South Fork, Arches and Waterfall. Okay, we need an email address. Okay, I'm going to put my email, or one of my emails, right here. Okay, if you actually want me to go like meet you, and then we go somewhere, and then you show me your experts or your places or wherever, then send me an email at that email address. If you just have a place that I should go and you don't necessarily want to meet and go do that together, then you can just continue to tell me. But like the Mervyn Wood, is that his real name? Because if that's his real name, it's a good name for an expert in the woods. Okay, Jackie Jen, Asian country or Japan, that'll happen. That just takes a little bit of planning ahead. But Japan's already, like, that's a done deal. That's going to happen. Go to my grandma's house. She makes good coffee cake and has a pool. Okay, no, if you really want me to go to your grandma's house, I'd totally do that. In fact, I think that would be really interesting if I went to somebody's grandma's house and I interviewed her and like said, what is your life story? I would love to do that. In fact, if you have cool stories or like a business or whatever, like I don't know if James Blackburn, you should still be there. When I go visit James Blackburn again, I'm going to interview him and I'm going to find out what's his story on like working on the sets of movies and stuff and doing his chitty chitty bang bang reenactments. Is going to be great. So that's happening. Okay, so Ojito Wilderness. Oh, you're heading there. Great Desert. Well, I'm going to write it down. Ojito Wilderness. My plan right now is I've got about 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. I got 3 or 4 projects that are either in the works right now, like freelance stuff that has nothing to do with YouTube, that I'm either in the works right now or I'm going to have to film in a week or 2, and then I got to finish it up. So in the next 2 months, I should be finished with all of those. Well, in July, there's one. But anyway, point being, once I finish those, I'm going to stop taking on all these freelance projects. And instead, I'm going to go do some freelance YouTube. So I need ideas of where to go and people who want to go do stuff. Date Moon Tower. Moon Tower. Okay. Especially if you live close by, or if you know of locations close by that are really cool, please do let me know, because it makes it a little more feasible for me to do that in the near term. Mount LeConte in the Smokies. Okay. In fact, a big solo Smokies trip would be really cool. Mount LeConte, Smokies. Oh, old school. Okay, Channing Morrow, you need to send me an email. I'm serious, guys. Like, I'm dead serious about this. Send me an email. Let me post the email one more time. If you guys want to go do something. It doesn't matter if you're interesting or not. I just want to make videos. And I want to travel. Iceland, that's a done deal too at some point. Okay, so Mervyn Wood is his real name. Welcome, Pseudo Adventure Archives After Dark. Great Man's Bridge here too. Okay, that'd be cool. Road trip down the NC-15 on the Outer Banks, NC-12. What is the NC-15? Is that a road? NC-15/12 Outer Banks. Outer Banks. Oh, my boy Re-Ray's here. Thank you for joining, Re-Ray. What are you talking about? We proved that this past Monday. I don't know what you're talking about. But it's weird. Like, this whole winter, I just didn't want to do anything. Like, I didn't have any energy, and I was just like, I'm not going outside. It's too freaking cold. I don't have any energy. But as soon as the weather warmed up, I was like, I've got this desire building inside of me to go places. Oh, that you don't need to be interesting. Plenty interesting. Am I Goat Man's Bridge? Goat Man's Bridge. It's an old horror folktale. I'm not too into the haunted thing. Like, I'm definitely a scaredy cat, but I'll check it out. National Forest in Washington. In fact, I'm the opposite of opposite of a haunted house fan. So that's probably not ideal for me, but I'd go in the daytime and check it out. National Forest, Washington. Cook Forest, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. Okay. And now, just to be clear, these don't have to be hiking locations. Like, the hiking, like an actual Adventure Archives episode, is really hard to get everybody coordinated. And I don't want to have to wait for the coordination to happen before I actually go places. So anywhere is cool. Through hiking the AT. You know, I was thinking about that. I was also thinking about the Sheltowee Trace Trail, which goes through Daniel Boone Forest. I don't know how long it is, but I think you can do it in like 10 or 20 days, something like that. Maybe 10 was like really fast, and then 20 is a more reasonable amount of time. But I feel like that'd be a good start, and that would make for a really interesting video. I have been to Niagara Falls, but I haven't made a video of it. So Niagara Falls could definitely be cool. I'm not into mushroom hunting, but it would be really cool to film Andrew mushroom hunting. So if he wants to mushroom hunt sometime, I'd gladly go film him. Sam Houston National Forest in Texas. North Carolina coast. Engelhard is my favorite. Engelhard. How far is Niagara Falls? I mean, I'm not into mushroom hunting, but I have no idea how to mushroom hunt. And if I found a morel, I wouldn't be that excited about it. So it'd be wasted on me. I'd go like, oh, and then I'd eat it. And I'd be like, oh, that's just another mushroom to me. Oh, Sheltowee Trace is like 320 miles. So if you did 10 miles a day, that would be a month. If you did 15, that would be like 20 days or something. Okay. What was I searching? Oh, Niagara Falls. Driving directions. Well, I put the airport in, but it says 8 hours. Okay. You know what we should do? Alexander, I should go to Niagara Falls on the U.S. side. You should go on the Canada side, and we should look for each other. I don't like crossing the border. Crossing the border is always like, man, they just like, you just do not feel welcome. And I'm talking about when I go back to the U.S. Like the time I went back to the U.S., they made me sit outside of my car for like an hour while they searched my car. And I was like, this feels great to come back to my own country and feel like I'm not welcome. Okay, Aravipa Canyon, Arizona. Aravipa Canyon. AZ, son. Trail that goes behind the falls. Ooh. Big Bone Lick. Oh, you know what? Me and Re-Ray Productions were just talking about that Big Boner Lick State Park. Superior Hiking Trail. You know what's funny? Is that whenever I ask for recommendations, there's no offense to anybody's recommendations. These are great recommendations. But people always just give me places that they know, like that they've heard of before. And I'm like, yeah, but is that actually like a good choice for the parameters that I laid out? Like, I haven't given any parameters for this one. But like, I don't want to sound ungrateful at all. Thank you for the recommendations, especially. But on Facebook the other day, I gave some recommendations. And people were giving me recommendations that weren't backpacking trails. And I was like, I specifically asked for backpacking trails. Unless I didn't, but... Anyways, I'm just sounding ungrateful anyway, so forget what I said. Dude, it is far too late for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Like, it is like 3 years too late, isn't it? Like, if you didn't get on that like 3 years ago, you were... or like whenever the boom was, like last winter and the winter before, where you couldn't buy a damn graphics card because people were hoarding them. Is it Sam Houston or Sam Houston National Forest? Canyonlands. Okay, well, actually, you know what? Let me. I've got plenty of good recommendations all over the place. Well, also, I'm just not going to get into the Bitcoin thing anyway, because I'm probably just going to lose my money if I did anyway. And I was perfectly happy before Bitcoin was invented. So I just like those type of things. Like, it just makes me feel bad if I try to get into it and I don't get anything out of it. So I'm just gonna let it go on the side. But if you get rich though, like buy a 6-pack on me, man. That makes no sense, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, Solo Hike Zaleski. Okay. Okay, so yeah, that Ooh, vlog series in New Orleans during Jazz Fest. That could be cool. Cave Run Lake. Okay, this is now we're talking. Now I speak my language. Cave Run, because it's close to Columbus Lake. Shelter Beach goes through it, and it's 4 hours from Seabus. Okay. Oh, Presque Isle. I've been to Erie. In fact, I'm going there in August or late July to visit Michael. Erie. Yes, I do need a drone. The drone will happen too. Well, do let us know if you get rich off of the Bitcoin Outdoors Inspired, because you could make some money off of that if you get lucky. Oh, Malaysia. Okay. How much is a ticket to Malaysia? I don't know. I would love to go there, though. Landymon, I'll try to remember that you're in Malaysia. Okay, I'm going to post my email again. If anybody wants to go make videos together, this is an open invitation / request for emails, and let's go make videos together and let's get them scheduled and go do it. So DBDB, if you're saying hit me up and let's go do stuff, then I'm down. Jeremy Cox. So if you're looking for backpacking trip, urban exploring, or just some day hikes, anything. Like, I'm looking for anything. I want to basically do a travel vlog where it's not just always traveling. It's where I go out on like an excursion. And I could maybe stay for a couple of days or a week or longer, but not necessarily just constantly be on the road. I think that's what was my fear from trying to do a travel vlog, was that I would just be stuck always traveling. And I brought this idea up like a long time ago. I was like, I should just do like a Midwest tour travel vlog sort of thing. But for some reason, I never got it off the ground. But now I'm like, I'm doing it. And it doesn't have to be a consistent go from point A to point B to point C. It can just be, let's go do this, spend a day or two there, and then go back home, edit the footage, release the videos, then go somewhere else. Or go somewhere, edit the videos. You know, it could be anything. But just any cool ideas, any cool places. Or I'll just go to places and just randomly explore. Like today, I went to a park that I go to all the time, but I found a section of it that I didn't even know existed that you could get to. It's like under a bridge. It's real cool. I'll have that video up in like a day or two. But okay, Big Frog Wilderness. Big Frog Wilderness. Channel Islands. I've heard about that before. And welcome, D. Scambri. Train trip across multiple states. I thought about that too. That's a really good idea. Oh, Nope is doing the PCT and he's from Denmark. Sweet. Email sent. Okay, James Blackburn, we're making this happen, son. Oh, it's going to be so good. I don't think it's that expensive to fly. Like, flying across, like, just random city to random city is never very expensive. Like, you can lots of times get a flight for like $100. I remember I was going to go to Denver to visit my cousins while they lived there. $100 ticket. And I got sick, so I decided not to go. And then they moved out of Denver before I went there. In fact, that was Danny's sister. Ooh, Land Between the Lakes. Yep, let's do it. We gotta make that happen. Oh, okay. You know, I'm gonna tell Andrew that we should do the mushroom hunting video, if it is the season, especially because we're going to make a video next week, not this coming week, but the one after. But that's a good. Okay. Yep. James Blackburn. We're doing it. Laurel Highlands. Okay. The train idea. Okay, let's put the train at the top. Let me just star that one right there. Which one of the viewers here will be the one who ends up making a jacket out of Robbie's torso skin on this trip? Well, all I request is if you're going to do that, please vlog it and make it worthwhile. Okay, yes, send me a message, Blue Bunny 927, Jade Hunting and Big Sur. That sounds amazing. This is a 28mm f2 for the Sony Trail Aesthetics. Does look real good. It looks real good. Cape Lookout National Seashore, 58 miles. Okay, where's Cape Lookout National Seashore? Wow, that's hard to say. LBL trip with everyone in driving distance. That would be really cool. We need to figure that out. Alaska, Glacier, Those big ones, yeah. North Carolina. Okay, so DBDB sent an email too. Okay, once again, I'm going to post my email. If you guys have places you'd like to go together or cool stuff to show me, please do let me know. And let's do it. Andrew Lanik. Okay, okay, yep, let's go together. Or just give me the trails that I should do. If I made a supercut of every time I snapped my fingers, it would take a long time to do that. I went to Alaska a few years ago and explored, and we did it. Alaska would be great. Okay, but what I was going to say is, though, let's start with, just for now, the main things I could do in a day. Like, because until I get these projects done, I won't have a lot of time to just spend a lot of time, but like things like in the, you know, the surrounding states that I could drive like no more than 5 hours in a day, go do something cool, spend the night, come back. Or spend the night, do the whole day thing, spend another night, come back. The driftless area of southeast Minnesota. So I'm going to Minnesota in June. So if anybody's in Minnesota, please do let me know as well, and let's go hiking or whatnot. I want to explore, man. I want to explore things that have already been explored. Hold on, I'm gonna go get my semi-alcoholic drink. I haven't had one of these in like, man, I don't know how many years, like 5 years, because they're ungodly expensive. Anyway, this is not actually alcohol, but it's like, it has naturally occurring alcohol. But it says, do not consume if you are avoiding alcohol due to pregnancy and other stuff. Okay. You guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? Come on, son. Look at this. This is ASMR to the maximum level. Here we go. I don't know if that's actually ASMR. I don't know. It's just like. Ah. Oh man. Okay. Welcome, Tim Baker. Tim Standard. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Is it Standard? Standart? I'm going to be. Let me find out. I'm planning on just driving there. And I'm meeting 2 other dudes there. Bloomington, Minnesota. But we're... I could go in there early to do some extra exploring, but the plan is we're going to get there, and then we're going to do some backpacking, and then we're going to spend the rest of the week at the Summer Games Done Quick convention where they do the speed running, and we're just going to watch video games late into the night and try to stay awake. I might live stream from there or something. That would be really fun. Midwest.com has the ultimate Midwest bucket list article. Raven Run Nature Sanctuary. Okay, I'm writing this one. I actually need a new notebook. Have you guys ever used an entire notebook before? This is amazing. I've never done this before. Like the start of a notebook, it seems like such a fun thing. You're like, ooh, I'm going to do stuff in it. And all of these are just random notes of, like, this is some money to buy stuff. We're doing construction materials. This is, I think one time I was talking about this game called Gap. Maybe it was on a live stream. And then Alexander found the game. This is a list of freelance videos I need to get done. Some appointments and emails. Yeah, it's mostly that crap. Okay, what was it? Raven Run Nature Sanctuary. But I'm running out of room here. Is my point. Lexington, Kentucky. Isn't that the close one? Or is it Louisville? Louisville's the close one, right? Okay, I'm gonna type that in real quick. Right quick, dog. What was I? Oh, Raven Run Nature Sanctuary. Three hours and 20 minutes. Perfect. That is the perfect amount of time. Oh yeah, I could just hike every single trail on there in a day. Oh, ooh, look at that. Yeah, it's got some good waterfalls, some good takis. It's Japanese for water. Okay. I just picked up a beer made with kombucha. Oh my god, what a life we live. What a life we live. MidwestLiving.com, okay. I'm gonna write that down too. Tim, okay, well then we need to meet up whenever we go there. Oh yes, I'm meeting up with my boy Alex Testman and then Big D Japan. It is gonna be good times. Go crash Joe Robinette's fort in his woods. That would be really fun. We're supposed to collaborate with him. It's just like really hard to coordinate everything, but we gotta stay on top of that, make that happen. I don't know where his fort in the woods is either, so. Indoor skydiving center would be cool, but that's kind of hard to vlog. Like it's a really cool thing to do, but to make an interesting video out of it, that's a little harder. Tim, no, I'll come out early and we can do another hike for sure, dude. That'd be great. Parks, trails, and driftless area near Baraboo would be good. Okay. James Blackburn's got tons of notebooks. This is like the first one I've ever filled. Oh, you know what? I actually filmed a fire tower that when we did that Firewatch trailer. Did you guys know about that? We did the trailer for Firewatch for Switch. We did the footage anyway. We didn't do the editing. But we filmed a fire tower that you can actually rent out, and it's super cool. I think that was in the Monongahela Forest. Can't remember now. Okay. Asheville, North Carolina makes a great central home base for a bunch of day hikes and cool small town. Asheville, people have been saying forever that would be great. Cumbres Toltec Railroad is another good trip. Okay, sweet. Dude, we just got to go everywhere when I go to New Mexico. I'm going to have to stay there a little bit longer. Cumberland Falls, people have been saying for a while now. Cumberland Falls, Big South Fork Gap or whatever. They're ones that we need to do at some point. Somebody else was telling me that we need to do the Ice Age Trail and go there when they're doing like the reconstruction, like they do that throughout the year. And they're like, that would make a really cool video to go film people reconstructing and stuff and whatnot. And I am eloquent. Okay. Buffalo Canyon Trail. Ooh. Man, there's so many good places. Okay. Have I been to Spring Mill State Park in southern Indiana? I have not, but I feel like that was mentioned in the Facebook post where I was asking for places to go as well. Spring Mill State Park. That seems like a good like contender for tomorrow. Because like tomorrow, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's anything? Oh, we got to record that commentary. So after I record the commentary, I'm going to go do something. But I feel like I could definitely make something like that happen. We got a little more daylight, you know what I'm saying? Spring Mill State Park. I lived off of Spring Mill Road for many years. Many years. It's not the same thing. Bedford. I'm from Bedford, Indiana. This is 1 hour and 53 minutes away. Okay. Well, that's not too bad. I was also thinking of Clifty Falls. People have been telling me for a while that Clifty Falls is quite nice. Clifty Falls. I'm not flicking you up, just scratching. Ooh, that's 2 hours. Okay. Should I do Clifty Falls or should I do Spring Mill State Park? In fact, that's an open invitation right now. If anybody wants to do Clifty Falls or Spring Mill State Park tomorrow, let's go do it. And try not to kill me and turn my torso into a jacket or whatever. Whatever Alexander said. Kombucha's weird because it kind of tastes like sweaty human. But it's good too. Marie Fisher, welcome. Good to have you back. Oh, Trinco, man, we got the Hall of Fame in here today. You could do Cumberland Falls and then east to Chain Rock Mountain and the Pinnacle in Kentucky. I got a better idea, Re-Ray Outdoors. Why don't we do that together? You tell me when and where, and let's go do it. Okay, Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. That's come up multiple times. It's Big Bend on the radar. I mean, anything's on the radar. There's nothing off limits anywhere in the world. I mean, I can't go everywhere, but okay, that doesn't work when I'm talking. Big Bend. Why do I know Big Bend? Big Bend? Oh, Big Bend. Oh, it's in Texas. Okay. Oh, I know why I know that, because I think we might be doing that in a few months here, because Thomas is going to be in Texas sometime soon. Cloudland Canyon. Somebody posted that on Facebook too. Maybe it was you, Alex. South Cumberland. Tim Lawson, I'm going to do you one better. Why don't we go together, Tim Lawson? Let's eat some hot chicken, then go to South Cumberland State Park. You tell me when and where. You send me an email. Everybody send me an email. Hold on. This is Roberto at corporateoverlord.com. See my bottom row of teeth? I got braces for that, and they were perfectly straight. I stopped wearing my retainer, and they went back. It was still worth it to stop wearing the retainer. The retainer is just, oh God, what a nightmare, dude. Okay, Pinnacles in Berea, Kentucky. Or is it Berea? I don't know. Berea KY jelly. Okay. Sweet. Okay, Spring Mill. Spring Mill State Park. Clifty Falls is only a 12-hour drive for me. Well, if you start now. Well, actually, so yeah, no, we gotta do that commentary, so I won't be able to leave till like 2. Then that means I wouldn't get there till like 4. We can do that commentary some other time. Yeah, Superior Hiking Trail. I got that written down somewhere. Yep, that one's happening. Memorial Day, I've got my cousin's wedding. So, although I am going to vlog while I'm there, I'll get D. Scambry on there too. It's going to be sweet. Or maybe that's not the wedding. In fact, that's probably an Adventure Archives filming day. So, wait, is it? When is it? When is Memorial Day? Damn it. When is Memorial Day 2019?
Memorial Day is
May 27th. Oh, no. That is my cousin's wedding. C. Crump. Okay, we're doing Clifty Falls tomorrow. Send me an email. Here's my email. My email's right above. I'm serious about this. But be ready to vlog it. Or be ready to be on the vlog. Because I'm going to put that camera in your face. And you better be ready. Because I'm gonna be like, you tell me about this area. And you better just like be ready to be entertaining. No, I'm just kidding. But you will be on camera. So be ready for that. Teton Crest Trail. And old WY Jelly. WY Jelly, okay. Night camping, okay. I don't know what that particularly refers to. Berea KY Jelly is near Big Boner Lick State Park, man. Where did they come up with these names? Okay, Raleigh, North Carolina, lunch is on me. Thomas 84, I'm down, dude. Cox's Smokers in Berea KY Jelly. Ooh, Clifton Gorge and Yellow Springs. Yellow Springs is where Dave Chappelle lives, right? Clifton Gorge. I had a friend named Clifton in college. Really good Halo player. Was he as good as me? I don't know. That was pretty good. He was good too, though. He was a better sniper. I would relinquish the sniper rifle to him on those times when there was a sniper rifle available. Clifty Falls State Park. Yeah, Clifty Falls is still the closest one. 1 hour and 57 minutes. Okay, yeah, that's an easy drive. Oh, that's happening tomorrow. That's happening, guys. Clifty Falls. Once again, I will reiterate that when I say guys, that is a plural you, so I'm not excluding any ladies out there. There's no plural you. I do love me some food. There's no doubt about that. Play some music. I didn't practice any. So if you want me to play music, it's going to be as bad as it was last time. Noodle Nirvana. Okay. Papa Lino's. Papa Lino's sounds made up. Noodle Nirvana. Papa Lino's. Yeah, it's going to be a miracle if I remember any of this stuff, but Big festivals. What do you mean big festivals? See, I feel like the things that I make the best videos of are when I can do exploring and there's lots of movement from place to place. Like whenever I'm like just like stuck in one area, it doesn't really spark my muse as much. So it depends on how big the festival is and how long I'd have to stay there, because I want to go from place to place and constantly be seeing new things. That's kind of the thing that appeals to me. Oh, the archery music. Yeah, that was a pretty good song. That's an old school one. That's super old school. Okay, I mean, I think this is decided. If anybody wants to go to Clifty Falls tomorrow, I don't know what time, but send me that email. I'll probably just go right after I get up. In fact, I was thinking about doing a video of that before. I just hadn't done it yet. I would love to do karaoke with Marie. Marie, are you in Minnesota? Was that what she said? Because I'm going to Minnesota. I'm meeting up with multiple people there. So if you want to do karaoke there, I have some good karaoke chops, son. I can't sing, but I can perform. Don't you worry about that. I could go to White Castle. That would make... I could do a White Castle type of thing if I had Andrew with me. Like we could go to White Castle at like 2 a.m. That would make for a good video. In fact, we've done something similar to that. We had Skyline Chili. In fact, if somebody can find that vlog, it's like something like, man, I don't remember what I titled it, but we were in Cincinnati. We explored the University of Cincinnati just like at 1 or 2 a.m. or something, just walking around like 2 vagrants. And then afterwards we went to Skyline Chili. And were we already drunk at that point? I think we were already drunk at that point. And then we had the chili. It wasn't very good. And there's a shot of me getting a bib put on me like a little child. Oh, it was fun, man. That was good times. Okay, Marie Fisher, send me that email. This is roberto@gmail.com. I want to travel and make... Okay, but once again, I will say, anybody who wants to make videos, I will put you on the vlog, so please make sure you're ready for that. I'm going to stick a camera in your face. You will feel uncomfortable and unnatural, but you just got to get over it. Because I'm going to stick that camera in your face and it's like, boop! Jared, if that's an invitation, I will come down to Central Florida. But I'm only going to Florida by invitation only, because I've been to Florida every time. And no offense to Florida and the people who live there. I love my Florida peoples. I have very good memories of certain times I've been to Florida. But as a rule, something about Florida, I just do not like it. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to insult Florida. Florida has plenty of appeal. I don't know why I don't like it exactly, but it just seems like hazy and too hot and like flat. And I'm like, if it's gonna be this flat, I at least need the temperature to be a little more moderate. But no offense to Florida, I'm just letting you know. But if you invited me there, I would love to go there. I'm sure we'd have a grand old time. Louisiana, okay, Louisiana. I would like to go back there. I'm not really exploring much of it. It's an invitation, and yeah, Florida sucks ass. Okay, well, I guess I'm not the only one. But yes, send me an email if you'd like to go do some stuff. George AZ, you gotta send me an email, brother, because I would love to go to the old AZ, but I'm not gonna remember this unless you send me an email. But if you do send me an email, I'm gonna start planning. I'm like, okay, when you're free, where do you want to go? What do you guys want to do? I don't know how to make it happen, but make it happen. Okay, what did... Oh, man. How come people in Minnesota and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan have one accent, and then people in Canada have a different accent? I mean, it's not like either one's very strong, but it's... Well, I mean, I just answered my own question. It's not simply how north you are. Anywhere is greater than Florida. Okay, well, I mean, if we're gonna, is anybody here from Florida? Because I'm totally down for talking some shit about Florida. Florida, man. Like every time I go there, dude, it is just like this hazy, hot mess, and it's just like nothing but cars and road. And I don't like the beach, and I don't like swimming in the beach, and there's jellyfish in the beach, and everybody's sunburned, and I'm getting sunburned, and like. I've gone there so many times for work recently that every time I go there, I just like, oh man, well, actually, that's fun. I like going there for work. That's super fun. But I don't know. But if anybody likes Florida, I mean, good for you. I'm super happy for you. Just every time I've been there, like, I think part of it too is that my friend Brendan was living in Florida right after I graduated college, I think, and I went there to visit him, and we hadn't seen each other in a long time, so we were kind of reconnecting. I stayed at his like basically like, what do you call those, like crack houses? He was living in like a crack house, and it was just like a bunch of just dudes in there, and they're just like smoking weed all the time, and they just like, it was just like trash, and we just played Dragon Quest VIII the whole time, which was fun. But at some point I was like, dude, we gotta go like do something. And then we went on a boat, and I got drunker than I've ever gotten drunk in my life. It felt terrible the next day. And it's like my memories of Florida are just like hot, sunburned, and hungover. So after that, I was like, okay, no more Florida. But let's stop shit talking Florida, because I'm sure somebody likes Florida. I don't want to shit talk your state, because Lord knows I live in the most boring place. Like literally, the nickname for Indianapolis is Nap Town. And it is well deserved. Like, it's a great place to live as far as just living. There's no traffic. Everything's cheap as dirt. Nobody's gonna bother you. There's plenty of space. But if you want to do anything interesting, you got to go somewhere else. Is that entirely true? Yeah, it's probably true. I mean, but for me, I'm not gonna go do anything interesting in town anyway. So, who knows if there actually is interesting stuff to do? But. Okay, but yeah, I think the consensus here is everybody hates Florida. Oh, God. Savannah, Georgia for photography. Okay. Okay, Marie Fisher. Yeah, save up, buy me dinner. Thank you. Horrible snakes in the hotel pools in Florida. And also, why would you go to the hotel pool when you got the ocean? But then I understand too, you got ocean, you got like jellyfish. Like last time I went there were so many jellyfish, you couldn't even get in the water. It's kind of scary, actually. I mean, I don't want to get... I'm glad we were shit talking Florida. The chat was too calm beforehand. Antarctica would be cool. I don't know the logistics of doing that. Maybe once I've explored kind of more of the U.S. One place I'd really like to go back to, and I would just go do it, but I don't want to leave out the rest of the guys, is go back to Manitou Island. It's just coordinate. I think that's the other thing is like I was thinking, I was like, I can't wait for us to be able to coordinate to go somewhere because it takes too long. We only have the weekends. Brian and Thomas have to get time off. So I'm just like, well, maybe I won't be able to make full episodes out of these places, but I can go make smaller videos. So born in Tampa. Some people like Florida, man. Like every time I go there for work, and then I'm in the Uber, the Uber or the Lyft, the drivers are always telling me, oh yeah, like the last one I talked to, he's like, yeah, I moved to Florida. I really wanted to move to Florida, and it's just so nice here. And I'm like, man, I'm glad somebody likes it. Really glad somebody likes it. Let's riff on Georgia next. I don't know if I've even been to Georgia. We might have driven through there during the road trip, but I don't remember us actually stopping. So, oh, there was an invite to Beijing. What? Well, Chris Alb, if that invite is still open, please email me at thisisrobbie@gmail.com. So those international trips, I will have to plan a little bit for myself because there is more to think about than just driving somewhere. But international trips, I'm absolutely down to do those. So, oh, in fact, there's nobody from Europe here right now. Should have done this stream earlier. Get some invites to Europe. Ooh, usually stay at a state park and camp by the beach. That would make Florida more entertaining for sure. What is the Florida Man game? This sounds interesting. Manitou Island was one of the best experiences of my life. Just taking that boat to get to the island and then staying overnight there and having no way to get back until the boat comes back. I love that feeling. It's so much fun. And when the boat comes, oh God, that was so much fun, dude. Manitou Island is the best. Oh, Michael Harris further up. What? Okay, he said he hated Florida. How did I miss an invite to Beijing? Oh, okay. I'm moving to Beijing for 2 years and have an empty second bedroom if you ever need a free stay. Michael Harris, send me an email. Good God, would I love to go back to Beijing. In fact, what's his name is there right now, Thomas, and he's making some videos. The last time I was in Beijing was like 2001. And the amount that it's probably changed by now, oh man, I would love to see it. Oh man, I would love to see it. I don't know if I'd want to live there because it literally is like Turok Dinosaur Hunter level of fogs, like fog. Like when I was there in 2001, it was like that. You'd go outside and you could see, like you'd be at a street corner, like a 4-way street. And all you could see was the street corners. You couldn't see down the streets. Like the smog would get that bad on some days. Florida man is Florida who allegedly threatened. Oh yeah, the news. Yeah, there's always Florida man does something crazy. Yeah. Isle Royale. Okay, that was something we've considered for a long time. Oh, fog rolls in, you hear Canadian wolves howling, chills. Oh man, that sounds amazing. Do I have ADHD because you always want to keep moving and stuff? It's very possible. I've never been like formally diagnosed or anything. But my mother, she took ADHD medication for a long time. So I'm certainly possible. I don't know the exact symptoms of it, but the desire to constantly move from one thing to the next and having like a constant desire for newness, that's definitely me. Ted Pence. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. I hate Florida so much that I'm moving across the world to Beijing. Yes, please do send me an email because I would love to go back. Okay, Google your birthday in Florida, man. Okay, hold on. We'll see what mine is. That's so funny. Florida. This one is actually, that's funny because this one is actually like, there's a lot of things that are up my alley here. Let me see what the date is. Okay, it's close enough. Naked Florida man revealed on video sneaking into restaurant and munching on ramen. He snuck in the back and wandered around for over 4 hours. During that time, he ate some Maruchan instant lunch ramen, removed all of the items from a shed, and got naked. It was my birthday. Ooh, a man after my own heart. Getting naked and eating Maruchan ramen. That's good times. Okay. No paid job requests. No, I'm trying to get away from doing that. So if you want to go do, although if you want me to go to your place and we do that stuff together, I'm totally down for that. But if you want to pay me to do some work and then I send you the work and then you're like, oh, I want it a little different, and then I make some changes and I send it back, and you're like, oh, I want to do this, and then I send it back, and then no. But if you want to do it together and make some hilarious audio and stuff, we could do that. I'd be down for that. I live in Southwest Michigan. Watch all AA's trips there. Love it. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed them. Oh, the logistics of Isle Royale are worse than Manitou Island. Okay. It's a drive in a plane or ferry and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's like as soon as you add just one other person, the logistics of everything is so hard. Like I like the feeling of just being able to pick up and go. Like tomorrow I'm going to Clifty Wilderness. What is it? Clifty Falls. Clifty Falls. Yeah, I'm going to Clifty Falls. And it's going to be good. But I can do that because it's just one person. You're like, oh, I'm going. And you just make the decision and you go. Small towns are super fun to explore, man. In fact, why don't we do that? Alexander, man, that's what we could do together. I'll go visit you. We'll go visit the small towns. We'll get some farmers market donuts and like cinnamon rolls, make ourselves sick, and then we just sit around for the rest of the day. That's probably how it would go. Bustling metropolis of New Hamburg, Ontario. Hold on, let me Google this Isle Royale real quick. Okay, but yeah, anyways, thank you all for the suggestions. Feel free to email me. Once again, this is Robbie@gmail.com. This is Robbie, all one word, Robbie with a Y. Don't give me that IE stuff. You know what I find really weird? Well, first let's not ADHD completely out. Let's look up Isle Royale. Find out exactly where that's at. Oh, dude. Oh my God, that looks so awesome. Good God, dude. Yes, we have to do Isle Royale. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's click on more photos. Look at that moose. Look at that lighthouse. Look at that old cabin. Look at that seaplane. Look at those hikers. Look at that narrow bridge. Mount Ojibwe Trail. Okay, two things I've noticed. One is that people always misspell my name, even when my name is in my email. It's a really weird thing. Like, it literally says Robbie Huang in my email address, and they will still misspell my name. And it doesn't bother me at all. I just find it really weird. I'm like, dude, what are you... Like, I take it a step further. I'm always like, oh, is this Allison with 2 L's or 1 L? I better check that. Is this Kelly with an I, an IE, or a Y? Let me check that. But other people, I guess they don't care that much. And then the other thing is, I have noticed that either my vocabulary is better than the average person, or people's vocabulary is worse than I thought it was. Because I've been listening to podcasts lately, and people won't know like these very common words as far as I'm concerned, like archipelago. That's not an uncommon word, right? And what was the other one? I can't remember what the other one was, but archipelago is like, you know. Okay, let me get back to this real quick. And I'm going to have to take my pants off in a second because it's getting too hot. Oh, man, what is your favorite Star Trek series? So I haven't watched Voyager since it came out when I was in high school. Oh, pants are coming off. Hold on. Okay, this pants. Oh, almost knocked down the whole shed here. Favorite Star Trek series, probably Next Generation, with Deep Space Nine kind of like, you know, in the running. Deep Space Nine, there's a documentary they just made, and they remastered some of the footage in HD. And they're showing it for one day in theaters. I'm going to it on Monday. It's going to be good times. But probably Next Generation, just like, it's so classic, all the great characters. Enterprise is probably my least favorite, although I do like Scott Bakula a lot. I liked him in Quantum Leap. So there's that soft spot for him. But then some of the stuff like with T'Pol and Archer, like that opening scene from the episode where they're like putting the gel on each other. I'm like, guys, what is this? Is this Star Trek or like Skinamax? Okay? Like, they're both very good, but you don't need to mix them. Okay, yeah, we're doing it, Alexander. Fart your armpit for my amusement. I don't know if I can do it in my armpit. Oh, I can. Quite easily. Okay, but I mostly do this. Wow, that looks really like just unnerving. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Foxes on Isle Royale, wolves. I live in a small town. We have terrible donuts. Man, that is too sad. Should I get donuts tomorrow? You know what I should? I should get some donuts, go to Clifty Falls, and that'll make a great video. Megan, that name and Ashley are friggin' landmines. That is true. Jason, man, you're always learning something every day. I'll teach you. It's my duty. Okay. Social media seems to have made people's language skills die. See, things. It is. It's hard to say because. What was. Oh, yeah. So just the other day, I was like, okay, I could see how playing a lot of video games can make your social skills not good. Speaking of not being able to speak. But somebody brought up a good point, which is maybe you have bad social skills or you're more introverted, so you play video games. But what I'll say to that is that when you play the video, it's because it's like a chicken and egg type of thing. It's not specifically the video game's fault. It's that you don't really have good social skills or you're introverted, so you're more likely to gravitate towards that. And when you gravitate towards that, then you're not spending time socializing and getting better at socializing. I actually think that most things are just practice. People are good at different things, naturally good at different things, but we all have the ability to get to like a certain level of competency just by practicing a little bit. And it's not even that much practice. It's like minimal practice. Just it's amazing how little we actually practice some things. That's a slight tangent, but yeah, my pants are off right now. The underwear is still on though, don't worry. Good one with the Ashleys. Ace Combat 4 or 5, which one did you like better? Man, definitely 5. 4 was like almost like a proof of concept, but it just didn't match like the excitingness of 5, although the whole storyline in 4 was cool, like with the Raz Grease and, you know, like the very melancholy tone. Ace Combat 7 is the best, though. Ace Combat 7 is ballin', son. Ace Combat 6, not very good. It's only 30 frames per second. I have Faith opener songs. Is that from Ace Combat 4 or 5 or something? I don't know the names of the songs from those games. Yeah, that 0.5% kombucha, boy. I'm just like 3 sheets to the wind, 2 sheets to the wind. What is it called? Okay, here's a good question. Pizza party stream next week. I have a hankering. Okay, so I was actually talking to Alexander. Next, I just realized how you spelled my name. Roby. Yeah, Robier. Roby. I was telling him we should do another drunk stream on Wednesday. Can we do Wednesday? We should be able to do Wednesday. But yeah, we could add pizza to that. That would be fun. I think that'd be cool. What's the best pizza in Indianapolis? I would have to go with Puccini's Pizza. It's I think there's 2 different versions of it. It's like Puccini's and Buccetto's or something. There's one in Bloomington. There's a couple in Indianapolis. It's like a local Indianapolis and the surrounding area. It's my favorite. I don't know. Your pizza is like such a ephemeral thing. Like people have such different tastes in it. I like it so much because the crust is really good, and that's like my favorite part. So you just put a little cheese and pepper on there. I'm like, boom. It's great. And I don't like, well, you know, Chicago style and New York style, it's actually, I don't like either one compared to just, I don't know what you call it, but just regular pizza style. Like the kind that you can get from Puccini's. It's not thin crust. It's not thick crust. And it's, so like, you know, New York style is those big pieces with the really thin, like what you'd get from like a Lucas Pizza, Sbarro, or whatever. Chicago style is like the really deep dish and it's got a whole bunch of shit on top of it. neither one of those extremes were my favorite. Like somewhere in the middle is what I like. So playing FF10 totally expanded Andrew's vocabulary, understanding of storytelling, emotion. Video games definitely have their place. That's the thing. It's like you can choose any scapegoat you want and say this is the cause of all the ills of society. It is not simply not true. The ills of society are just going to be there, and then there's certain things that will make it better or worse. And it can always be like good or bad, you know? Like video games, like I think video games are fantastic. And in a world without video games, I would not want. But using video games as like this is like one of the saddest moments of my life is when I first moved into college. I was in my dorm room, and like I still don't have the greatest social skills. Like they've improved vastly since that time. But I was in, actually my social skills are pretty good now. They're not too bad. I'm just not the most sociable person. But first moved into my dorm. Didn't know how to meet people. My roommate wasn't home for some reason, so I hadn't met him yet. Didn't know what I was doing. So I was literally just sitting there with my door open, playing video games. Sorry, this stupid thing overheated. What's it called? Camera. This stupid camera overheated. Auto power off, temperature high. Well, hopefully it doesn't overheat again. We'll see. Anyways, I was playing video games in my dorm room, just completely lonely, didn't know how to socialize with people, and didn't know what else to do. So that's not the video game's fault. I just didn't know how to socialize. And I had that as something to do, but I wasn't even enjoying myself. That was the worst part. That was really depressing. That was a depressing memory. And I don't know if I learned anything from that, but, you know. Did you guys hear the whole story? I don't know. I don't know how long I cut out for us, but okay, let's go back. Let's go back. I have never tried Marco's, actually. I've seen it many times. Never actually went there. When you are a foreigner and have an identical twin, you kind of forget your real name. I don't know exactly what you mean, but that sounds like an interesting story, so you should tell me. I think we might even have a Marco's here. I feel like I've seen it before. I mean, it's very possible you have Puccini's in Lexington. I feel like it's kind of a Midwest thing. It probably started in Indiana, but I don't know. Chicago-style pizza is lasagna, isn't it? You know what taught me how to type was AOL Instant Messenger. I remember in high school, my dad was like, "Oh, I can type that paper for you," and by that time, my typing ability had far surpassed my dad's. So like, I was dictating to him the paper, and he was typing, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, you probably should just let me do it." I was like, I thought about learning Dvorak or Comac before, and I actually got started with Dvorak. I made like a little bit of progress in it too, but eventually stopped because I started with Dvorak, and then I learned that there was Comac. I was like, oh, I'm going to use the one that's the best Okay, this is getting old. I'm tired of this camera overheating. I might have to change up the setup here, or we might just have to end it pretty soon. Did y'all know that Minnesotans call casseroles hot dishes? Oh, but anyways, to finish the story, sorry. Colmac. Oh yeah, my friend, he learned Colmac for real, and now he can't use QWERTY keyboards. And I was like, well, that's great that Colmac is so much faster, but every time I go to another computer, if I can't type anymore, then that's not good. So I just gave up on that. I type fast enough, not very accurately, but it gets me around, and I don't have to type for a living, so. I feel like I've had Giordano's before. In fact, I'm almost certain I've had that before, or at least a place called Giordano's. Ace, you're back. Yeah, I call it pop. I don't call it soda. Did I say pop earlier or something? You guys saying it? Big D, welcome. Reliable as a brother-in-law. I've never heard that before, but I feel like you're saying that from personal experience. My brother got us kicked off AOL for insulting people in the chat rooms. I remember the first time we used the AOL chat rooms. It was at my uncle's house. And we were, man, I can't remember what the chat room was specifically. But there was a guy named Mai to Mai. I've mentioned this story before. But we were chatting with him. We were all having a great time. And we were like, oh yeah, I'm actually an 84-year-old grandpa. And then the next day, we're in a different chat room. And suddenly Mai to Mai shows up. Our minds were just like, I think this is a time when like AOL was small enough you could actually run into people on accident in chat rooms. The chat rooms are good times, man. Are we going to look back on live streams in the same way? Like, oh man, remember when you had to have like a specific live stream just to do a chat room? This is like the modern chat room with an idiot moderator. Oh man. Did I finish all the stories? Let me know if I finished all the stories. Oh, why do I choose DSLRs instead of dedicated video cameras? It's for the shallow depth of field. You see how the background's out of focus? Let me just see if I can simulate what a camcorder would look like. You see that? Like, look how much less cinematic that looks when everything's in focus. But when you do that nice F2, look at that. Ooh. Ooh. Focus. There you go. That's probably a much higher resolution than anybody needs to see my face. I wonder how close it can get. Oh, right there. Yep. Wow, that's really cool. You know, my skin is a little bit redder than usual. It can't be that kombucha. That's a very small amount of alcohol. But I do probably have that Asian gene that doesn't process alcohol very well. Okay, but yeah, that's why I do DSLRs instead of dedicated video cameras. I would love to do dedicated video cameras because they have lots of great features. The form factor is so much better. Man, they're just like great, but you can't make it look like this. Actually, putting an ice pack on the camera was not a bad idea. Oh, in English, my name sounds different. And when I'm in Brazil, people call my sister's name instead of mine. Oh, got it. Kind of got it. Yeah, I had roommates from California when I was in New York who, whenever I said pop, they were like, you sound weird. I'm like, is it that weird? Like, is it really that weird? Because when somebody says soda, I don't find it weird. I'm like, okay, you say soda, great, all right. So when somebody says pop, I'm like, okay. It would be a little weird. It's real. Okay, testing 1, 2. All right, we're back. Wait, are you being serious, Alexander, that you used to pretend to be an 84-year-old grandpa in AOL? Is that just something every dumb kid did? Oh, are you in China? That's cool. Where's everybody from? Where are you guys from? This is true. There are far fewer dicks in YouTube live stream. I wonder if the AI in a YouTube live stream would be able to tell. Like, I wonder if it would be able to figure it out. The camera that's overheating is the Sony a7 III. Those have some severe... Oh, okay. If you want to do pupil, we can. Let's turn off that color filter though. Let's see how close we can get with the pupils, because this camera, man, this camera can get close, son. Like way closer than anybody should get. It's really hard to. Wow, that is really close. You can literally see like my skin cells. This is riveting entertainment, I'm sure. Okay. All right, here we go. Let me catch back up in the chat here. Tim Baker, am I the only one who finds this funny? Dude, this has been a comedy from the start. Did I finish the story? I can't remember. Let me catch up on the damn chat. This is damn ADHD. Maybe he's getting a different camera. Dude, I don't even know if people are still in the chat. Like, I'm so far back, who knows? Okay. Okay, no, they saw the new camera because they were talking about LSD. Wait, where? Okay, there we go. Club Penguin Dance. What? Okay, so Erie, Pennsylvania, LaGrange, Kentucky, Minnesota, NC. Oh, Crystal Bray's in Indianapolis. We're going to Clifty Falls tomorrow. I would hack into people's PCs with NetBus and mail them Werther's Originals. If that is a true story, that is the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. Oh, Melbourne, Florida. This is the aforementioned Jared who hates Florida. But Jonathan's from Australia. That's cool. Mennonite County. Okay. Man, I'm a slow ass reader. Man, this is some clever shit right there. I better see Robbie's skin cells tonight or this whole chat is dog shit. Scott says, Robbie doesn't have anything better to do on a Friday. Sadly, no. I mean, it's funny how we all like to make fun of ourselves for doing like things like this. But like in all seriousness, everybody's having fun right now, right? Like we're all quite entertained. It's just like there's this stigma against this. Like if somebody was like, oh yeah, I went to the club last night, and it's like, oh yeah, you're so cool. But that's not me, man. And presumably that's not you guys either because you're here in the chat. So who's to say one man's trash is another man's treasure? C. Crump's wife left the room. That's why I was like, I don't know what you're doing in there, but I'm out of here. Oh god. Yeah, sorry, the tone of disappointment when I found out it was Florida. Beech Grove is funny because south, 465, right? Indianapolis is right here. 465 basically surrounds the city. Anything below 465, like I've been there, I can count on one hand how many times I've been there. But I've been to lots of other places in Indianapolis, but just for some reason the south side almost never there. Although there is supposed to be like a good retro game store somewhere in there. I've never been there though. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to go get some peanut butter with apples in a second. This is going to be good. And I got some chocolate. Maybe I should hold off on the chocolate. I'm trying to go to bed in reasonable time. You don't want that, caffeine. What are you currently reading? I'm currently reading the first book of Game of Thrones. I don't know which one it's called. It's a blue one. And I'm almost finished with it. It's really good. I think my only complaint is that just when the chapter is getting so good and you're like, oh, what's going to happen next? The chapter ends and then they switch to a different character, which is great because it always keeps things fresh. But at the same time, like I need the story to be continued. Okay, I got to go get those apples with the peanut butter and also close my door. I'll be right back. 1 beers deep. Clearly. Oh, look at that. Okay, man, do we need a close-up of this? Come on, son. We need a close-up. Come on. We need a close-up. Come on. Look at this. Look at this. That is disgusting. It's about to drip. It's not focusing. Well, whatever. I'm good. I got peanut butter all over my hand now. One man's loser lifestyle is another man's not quite loser lifestyle. I think the real litmus test for whether you're a loser or not is how much you enjoy what you're doing. It doesn't matter how much of a like loser thing it is to do. It's just whether you're actually enjoying it or not, you know? And you're not like just limiting yourself because you're afraid to do something else, right? Like go back to that college dorm example. I wasn't interacting with people because I was like too afraid to, even though I wanted to. It's like it looked like fun. It's like, oh, I meet new people. And I never really got over that hump in college. So it was kind of, man, it's depressing. Clifty Falls is going to be a vlog. It's not going to be an episode or a mini episode. I guess I could put it on the main channel, but I probably won't. Dude, I gotta figure out how to put calls on these live streams. Dude, I know I could make that happen. How would I do that? Do like Skype or Google Hangouts or something? Yeah, I could do that. We have a call-in show. In fact, this Wednesday, we'll see if we can make that happen. Or I can just FaceTime people and put them up on the phone. In fact, where's my phone at? Whoa. Well, I don't know where my phone is, but we got to get Alexander on here at some point. Actually, we probably need to end the stream here soon, too. I need to go to sleep. Have I ever completed above 500 jigsaw puzzle? No. God, no. I'm not really much of a puzzle person anyway, but over 500 pieces, that sounds really painful. Galloping Ghost in Illinois. Old school style arcade. Old cabinets. Ooh. Cheap entry fee for all you can play. Okay. Smoking herb and listening to Bone Thugs and Robbie. Bone Thugs had some good songs, man. Was a boom 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 boom. You know that song? That's a good one. Oh, this is almond butter, actually. I just said peanut butter because they're like interchangeable for me. Sipping a bit of that Woodford, Kentucky bourbon. That's, you know, I feel like, Tim, I feel like you are a man of class who would drink bourbon, you know? I don't usually get any peanut butter or stuff that has sugar in it. I always just add, or I just get the kind that only has the nuts in it. That's what she said. Okay, sweet. Yes, please email me for the ideas, whoever said that. What have I been working on recently? I've been working on stuff I don't want to work on, and it's killing me. So as soon as I finish with these, I'm going to stop working on those for the rest of my life, because what am I doing? I could be making videos, and instead I'm doing that. Kentucky Bourbon Trail. Oh, is that the thing where you like go to different bourbon places and then sample the stuff? That might be cool. Yes, Oxia Ridge is fantastic. It's like, especially at the beginning, there's just so many great views. You don't have to hike, and you don't have to hike difficult stuff. Highly recommended. Once you get past that big rock, the courthouse rock, then it gets pretty hard. But until then, ooh, it's so good. I've not been to Clifty Falls before, so it's gonna be my first time. Oh, that's a good idea. Skipping the other characters' chapters. I mean, I technically already know the broad strokes of the story because I've seen all the TV show, but there's lots of differences in the books I've heard. Long time listener, first time caller. All right, Marie Fisher's got the port. That would be really interesting, actually. If you could chain live streams together by pointing the camera at somebody else's live stream. Ooh, that'd be really weird. Plantar fasciitis is no good, man. I've heard that is quite debilitating. Oh, thank you, Andrew. I enjoy doing the solo stuff a lot, too. Anyone else pumped for Detective Pikachu? I want to see it. I don't know if I'm actually going to go to the movie theater to go see it specifically, but it does look real good. And by real good, I mean it looks fun. Looks like a fun movie. Goob says, holy shit, Brian Moser is alive. I don't know who that is. I have to Google it. Brian Mosier. My gym teacher's name was Brian Mosier. I'm assuming you're saying I look kind of like that guy. I could see that. I assume he's dead, at least in the show. Dexter seemed pretty good. I watched the first few episodes of it. Seemed entertaining enough. SK says Kansas. Okay. Oh, Instagram, you can invite live people. Okay, guys, I think that's probably all the entertainment that I can provide tonight. I think I've already maxed out my ability to entertain without a few beers in me. So maybe on Wednesday we'll get a few beers, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It'll be good times. Although I probably shouldn't stay up too late on Wednesday. I got like this 6:30 a.m. flight on Friday. Ugh. Why is it so early? Like I got up at like almost 11 o'clock today. And I don't even know why. I just randomly slept in that long. I get up at like 5. Okay, that's no problem though. Okay, final questions. It's no problem with the spoilers. Like I'm never gonna watch Dexter. Sorry if I spoiled somebody else though. Just forget about it. You'll forget about it in a day. Final questions, final comments, and then we'll. Is that info? Yeah, good enough. We will end the thing. How do you even think of these questions? Like, what type of twisted brain comes up with these questions? If you could snap your fingers and whatever food you wanted at that moment would instantly appear for free, but you had to eat it off of Matthew McConaughey's abs, would you do it? It depends on how I had to eat it off there. If I could pick it up and eat it, there's no problem. I'd do that in like 2 seconds. But if I had to like actually eat it with my mouth and like go in there, no. Like food is great, but I can afford my own food. So a few beers Wednesday. What a wild night that'll be. Okay, thank you for the email, Michael Harrison. Thank you for the other emails. I haven't checked anybody's emails yet. I'm going to look into those. Tomorrow I'm going to Clifty Wilderness. No, Clifty Falls. That's in Indiana. If you guys go there and I run into you there, we're going to start hiking together. I'm not going to let you get away. But if you start following me from behind and are just creeping on me, it's going to be like that one time I was in college. So this was, oh man, it's so funny. So there was this girl who was in my music theory class. And I was like, ooh, okay. We started talking and which is like, this is like really out of character for me that I actually got to this point. Like I'm pretty terrible. I was pretty terrible with girls. I'm not even the best now. But anyway, point being, this is not like something that was ordinary for me. But anyways, so my buddy Josh, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. I was like, I think she invited me to go to see one of the band's concerts. Like, oh, you want to go see the band concert? I was like, okay, all right. And we're walking to the band concert, and there's somebody following us. And I thought it was just like a coincidence. And it was a dude wearing a hood. And it was my friend Josh. Finally, I realized it was him. He had been following us for a while. Finally, I was like, dude, is somebody following us? I looked back, and he had been following us that whole time. Because he knew, he was like, oh, Robbie, you going out with the girl to the thing? Oh, yeah. And he was like super excited for me. But anyway, it was really funny. But yeah, don't do that to me on the trail. If you see me on the trail, just come say hi and let's go walk together. Don't creep up on me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, email. Alex Landon, a whole different pronunciation or a whole different spelling for my name. I don't miss my long hair. No, it's a pain. I didn't wash it enough because it's a pain to wash it and it's wet all the time. I didn't even really like the way it looked. I was just always thinking I would eventually do something cool with it, and I never did anything cool with it. So no, I don't. When I lost signal, no, it was just my camera overheating. Alex Tessman, I will take roll call, and if you're not there, you will be punished severely. Gotta end the stream on the no signal. Okay, I can do that. I gotta think of a good story though to tell. I don't know who Melissa McCarthy is, but I'd be much more likely to do it with a woman than a man, so sure, why not? That would have been funny if the stream cut mid-story without somebody telling me to do that, but... Okay. So, one more story, and then I'll cut the story out before it gets to the punchline. What should it be? Oh, man. That's a good one. I have a good one, but that's like, that one, yeah. No, that one's not good. That's not that great. Let me think of a good one. A ramen bomb. No, I haven't. What's that? Cumberland Falls or Cumberland Gap? I've heard both of those are good. I'll go there at some point. Tomorrow's Clifty Falls, though. What was a good story? Give me a topic to spark a story, because I can't think of anything right now. Good story. Yeah, but no, I can't make something up. Come on, this is like you gotta have the truth, man. Am I gonna check out the Star Wars theme park? I will eventually. I've never been to Disney World or Disneyland, so it'll be a first for me entirely. Bad Uber ride. I haven't had any bad Uber rides. Video games. I want like an embarrassing story. What's an embarrassing story that I can leave you hanging with? Video games, tennis elbow. Did I? Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm not completely zoning out. Sometime with you, Andrew, and Brian Thomas before AA. Oh man, I know there's good stories. Ramen bomb is powdered mashed potatoes with ramen and Spam. What? Poorly thought out refund, pause aggressive poultry. I never visited Disney in Japan. No. Losing V card. Oh, no, I can't tell that story. That one's a little too. Yeah, I can't tell that one. Spooky story while on the trail. You guys have seen the only real spooky story. Good poop story. Oh! Okay, great. Great job. Okay, there is a good poop story. I probably already told this one, though. Okay, but this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Okay. No, not the wiping standing up. The wiping standing up, that one you guys have already heard before for sure. Well, see, the girls' stories, they're embarrassing, but just not, there's no like really good punchline ones. It's just like, yeah, that was pathetic. I don't disagree. Yeah, you blew it there. Yeah. But they're not like, it doesn't end with a good punchline. Okay, so this one, you guys probably haven't heard this one before, but if you have, just keep it on the, don't spoil it, because I'm going to put, well, you can spoil it once I pull the plug. Okay, so what were we doing? Okay, it was one of two things. One, me and some coworkers had either gone out and done like karaoke or like ate at some restaurant or whatever, or it was one time when we stayed late at the office. No, this was definitely, I was by myself. It was really late at night. Okay, it was. I think I went to like some party or something, and then I was walking back home. So my apartment was 10 minutes from the subway, and my stomach was just like roiling. And I was like, man, I really gotta poop. And it's one of those like diarrhea poops where you can feel the pain before it like there's a part, like in Chinese, diarrhea is la duzi, which means pulling stomach. And it's like this is pulling in your stomach. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, has anybody heard this one? No, this is not the wag bag story. No. This is not the wag bag story. This is one, maybe I haven't told this one before. Okay, so it's a 10-minute walk back from the subway to my apartment. And I'm like, okay, 10 more. Well, first of all, it's a 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes ride from Manhattan to Astoria. So on the subway, and that whole time I have to poop, and it's like, it's approaching emergency level. And I'm like, oh man, I just do not feel so good. It's real late at night though. And I get off the subway. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be a tough 10 minutes, but I think I can make it. Stomach is just churning, and I'm walking. And then I get about halfway and I stop. And I'm like, oh dude, I have to literally just stop and like breathe. And you get like these heat waves where you're like, oh man, this is real bad. This is real bad. And I literally just start looking around, and I'm like, okay, this may be a time where I'm going to have to find some alternative. Keep in mind that this is just a residential neighborhood, like the whole 10 minutes. All the like bodegas and like Piggly Wigglies, they're all closed already. So if I wanted to jump into one of them to use it as an emergency, that's not even an option, okay? So I'm stopping occasionally, and I'm like, oh man. Okay, so finally I get within viewing distance of my apartment building. It's just up ahead. Okay, so like, let me draw a diagram real quick. How close I actually am. Has anybody heard this? Okay. Nobody's heard this one. Okay. So that'll just give you the whole thing. I'm on the last subway stop. Okay. It was Astoria Boulevard. Right there. Boom. Can you see that? Oh, you can't even see that yet. Sorry. Okay, Astoria Boulevard right there, right? Right there, okay? That's the subway stop. And then I have to walk all the way down this street. It's just nothing but, houses and stuff. And then my apartment building is literally at the edge of the water. It was Astoria Park is like right here, and my building's right there. So like, Astoria Park's there. The Manhattan River, East River, I think it's East River. The East River is right here. So you have to walk all the way to the end. And my apartment building's right there. And then this is like the cross street, right? And then this is the main street that you walk on. So I get off, I'm walking, and then I get to like right here. Okay? And I can see my apartment building right there. To my left, there's an alley. And I stop right there. And it is, I can see the apartment building in the distance, but I can't move another step. I have to stop. And I'm like, uh-oh. I literally just pause and I'm breathing. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I had been thinking, I was like, okay, well, if worse comes to worse, it's dark outside. There's nobody out here. I can just poop. Okay. I'll just pull my pants down and poop. Okay. So I look down this alley and I'm thinking to myself, no, you can't possibly do that. Right. And I was like, I don't know. Okay, well, first of all, before I finish the story, I just got to read what James said. He said, I had an ass attack. I'm pretty sure I've never called it an ass attack before, but that is too funny. Once in a cave in southern Indiana, I tried to get out of the cave before it became emergency level, but we were almost 1 mile in, and I couldn't hold it in. I had to let loose. Okay, so anyways, I'm standing there. I'm literally looking down the alley, and I'm looking around to see if there are people around. I'm like, dude, I'm going to have to take a shit in this alley. I'm just going to have to go walk down there, pull my pants down, and poop all over the floor. Oh, I've got another poop story after this. It's similar. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, I'm really going to have to do it. So I'm just like standing completely still, focusing all my energy on getting the poop to just kind of stay in there for a second. I'm like, whew, just like a dry, terrible, cold sweat pulling down my face. And finally, okay, I'm like, okay, no, I can get back. I can do this. So I can't run and I can't even walk fast because if I move too fast, it causes it to like become almost an explosion. So I gather myself and I start walking towards my apartment building. The alley's right there. And keep in mind, as soon as I leave that alley, that's the last alley. There's no more alleys to go after that one. Like, there's this alley right there, and then you get to this cross street, and then the building's right there, so you're done. In fact, you guys can Google this and look at Street View right now. It's 1919 24th Avenue, Astoria, New York. Yeah, 1919 24th Avenue, Astoria. I think that's it. That's probably it. But look up Pastilli Riverview East. That was the apartment building. Used to be like a factory or a hospital or something. I'm not going to eat the peanut butter while I tell this story. So I'm walking very slowly to the apartment building. I get inside, there's a doorman, and I'm like, hello? And then I'm walking to the elevator. So I still got to get up the elevator. I get into the elevator, I'm like just holding it in. This is like it is the closest I've ever come to pooping my pants while... It's the closest I've... Yeah, I think it's just the closest I've ever come to pooping my pants. As an adult. Like, I'm sure as a kid, I poop my pants all the time. And I still got to walk down the hallway. So I'm slowly walking down the hallway. And it's a pretty, like, long hallway. I get there, finally get to the door, like, and I've got my keys ready. Like, the whole time I'm, like, walking upright, going as fast as I possibly can with my keys in my hand. I'm just, like, ready, right? At the time... it was a 2-bedroom apartment, but it had a massive living room. So our one roommate, Franz, he lived in the living room and had like his little space cordoned off. So whenever you came in, or anybody came in, they always saw Franz and you'd see Franz, right? And I think maybe there's some other people over there at the time too. But I get to the door and I'm just desperately, I've got the key ready. It was like a horror movie. You know, in a horror movie, somebody's trying to get the car started or get the door open. That's what I was doing. I was like, oh God, oh God. So I open the door, just like I can't remember how to backpack or what. I don't remember. Threw my keys down. I'm like rushing to the bathroom. It's just on the right in the living room. Franz is on my left. I literally say, hi, Franz. Bye, Franz. Get in the bathroom, slam the door shut. I think I already had my belt undone, but it was like I was ready to go. Pulled my pants down, put my butt over the toilet, and before I could get my pants all the way down, the Montezuma just came out and he was doing a nosedive, doing like an Olympic dive off of that diving platform. And there was some splash that hit I think it just hit my underwear, but man, it definitely hit the underwear. And then it was just like the most relief in explosive action on that toilet I've ever experienced in my life. That pair of underwear had to go in the trash. I think there was no residual on my pants, so the pants didn't have to go in the trash as well. And then I was on the toilet for probably like 30 or 40 minutes. So when I came out, I was like, Franz, man, I just had a hell of an experience. I almost pooped in an alley. But yeah, that's the closest I think I've ever come to pooping my pants as an adult. I technically did poop my pants because poop did make it into the pants. It was just not while I was still wearing the pants. So anyways, that was the end of the story. I didn't actually poop in an alley, but it was very close to pooping in an alley. I've never had to poop on a city street before, but it was close. Okay, so that's the poop story. The other poop story, what was the one I was just thinking of? Crap, what was that one? That one's good too. I'm not going to tell it tonight. I'll save that. You got to save some other stories for later, but what was that story? I want to remember it. Oh, right. That was that Chinese camp. I've probably told that story before, but remind me to tell you about the Chinese camp pooping story. That one's not as drawn out, but that one's somewhat interesting. I'm sorry if it's lunchtime for you. That was not the right story for lunchtime. Okay, but yeah. Anything left? Another Gajardia once. I wonder what I did eat that caused that, but it was. Well, see, this was not as a child. I was 25, 24 when this happened, so I mean that maybe you could see that as a child, I suppose. I wonder, dude. Like, can YouTube? I'm responding to questions without reading them, so if I'm not making any sense. Okay, that's it. That's it, guys. I wasn't eating fermented food at that time, so it wasn't the fermented food that caused that. Wednesday, let's do a few beers stream. You guys get the beers too. Let's get a pizza as well. Tomorrow I'm going to do Clifty Wilderness. Not Clifty Wilderness. I keep saying that. Clifty Falls. Unless I don't, but I'm more than likely going to do it. That's it, right? That's it. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed that pooping story. I know the ending could never live up to what the start of the story made it feel like, but there you go. Yes, all good things must come to an end, my friends. All good things. Okay. Thank you guys. And then as